Alright, whenever.
Whenever you guys are ready.
Hi, I'm Natalie from the Santa Barbara Middle School Teen Press, and I'm here with
Albert Lee, producer with the LA Times.
Morgan. Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you guys. Thanks for coming down to LA. This came quite a bit.
As a child, you were strongly encouraged by your parents to be a lawyer or a doctor instead of following your heart. What is some advice for those who face the same challenges in life?
It's important to know what's close to your heart, so you should follow your heart. It gets complicated when other people have ideas, and sometimes it takes a long time to convince them, but I think in the end, if you do follow your heart, it does pay off.
How did winning your first Emmy Award change the way you looked at journalism? Did it have an immediate effects, or did it have to take to sink in a while?
It was a nice honor to win an Emmy Award, but I think the lesson I learned even before that was that journalism really can make a difference for people. You can really affect someone's life. You can affect someone's life for the better. You can, if someone's doing something bad, you can show the world. So it's so important because without it, people would be doing all kinds of things. So it's nice to be a part of something that helps other people or tells other people's stories.
What effects do your documentaries have on you personally?
My documentaries, for me personally, make me realize that some of these people's problems, even if they're in a poor city or even if they're in a different country, we're still very similar people. We're still people. And it makes me feel okay about the parts that are not perfect about me, because nobody's perfect. But it also makes me inspired that I could do more, because there are people out there with all kinds of circumstances that have amazing stories to share.
What do you think is the most powerful piece of art you have created or captured in your life so far?
I think I can, as far as the most powerful piece of art that I've created in my life so far, I could pick out a few different pieces. I could pick out the Crossfire Victims of Gang Violence piece that I won an Emmy for. I could pick out a story that I just did last year that I won a prize for. And I think that every year there's new projects that could be the best piece of art, but I think that I try to just do everything in my life artfully. And that means being creative. That means having fun with things as well. So I would hope to say, and I don't know if this sounds strange, but I would hope to say my best piece of art would just be my life in general. I'm just living artfully if I can.
When you tell people to always have a North Star, what does that mean to you?
I think that people need to have a North Star to find where they're going. Travelers use the North Star to navigate to where they wanted to go, and I think that we only have one life here, so the sooner you find your direction, the further you can go in that direction. So it's important to have that, something to guide you. And everyone's going to have something different, something that they're going to go towards, but it's important to have that.
You have taught at University of Lee Verney and Brooks University of Photography. How do you think schools should incorporate technology into their curriculums?
I think that technology should be fun. I think you guys should have fun with technology. I think you guys should play with it. I think you guys should make as much stuff as you can. I think schools should have people making stuff, and we should experiment. So we should have fun with technology. That being said, you guys should know that technology is going to change. Facebook might not be around in 5 years, or Twitter might not be around, or video might not be around in 5 years. So that technology is always going to change. So what's more important than the technology is knowing how to tell a good story, knowing how to ask good questions, knowing how to write a good story as well, knowing how to think critically about a story, because technology is always going to change. All this fun stuff is going to come and go, and there's going to be more fun stuff. But just playing with the fun stuff doesn't really mean something sometimes. But if you're using this technology for your North Star, if you're using this technology to tell a story about what's important to you, then you can have fun with it, and you can amaze people at the same time.
What was the moment or story that inspired you to become a journalist?
The moment and story that inspired me to be a journalist was when I was already working at the LA Times. I was actually working at the LA Times already, not as a journalist. And I was working in photography, but I was helping the other photographers. So I wasn't even a journalist, and that was 18 years ago. And 18 years ago, I worked on a story about victims of shooting, and I also worked on a story about the Harrier jets that were crashing and killing soldiers. And from working on those stories, I saw that this has an impact. This can actually save people's lives, and this actually means something to people. So that's when I fell in love with journalism.
Being a storyteller, you are constantly learning and growing. But looking back, what part of your 12-year-old self do you still see when you look in the mirror?
When I look in the mirror, I still see the really curious 12-year-old boy that had my dad's camera and was taking pictures at SeaWorld, taking pictures everywhere. So that's what I still see. I think I still have that curiosity. And I think I was really fortunate, because I don't know if so many people find their passion that early in life. And I found photography very early, and everything I've done has been around photography or around storytelling.
How do you hope to affect the other people who watch your films or hear your stories?
I just want people to care. I just want my videos someone to watch a video and care about it. That's as simple as that. From that caring, they might do something about it. And it might be a video that's about something that's really important that impacts the world, or it might be a video that's just about someone's small story in their life. But I just want people to care about what's going on in the world. I think it's important for people to actually care about what's going on in the world and have a stake in what's going on in the world.
If you were a teacher and you got to give us one homework assignment, what would it be and why?
That's a good question. If I were a teacher and I would give one homework assignment right now, my homework assignment would be, what is your North Star and why? And you should list out why it is your North Star and why it's important to you.
Thank you.
Thank you. Very good questions. You guys are really well prepared. I'm really impressed by your questions. So I'm looking forward to the journalism that you guys make.
Yeah. Thank you so much for taking the time.